Hello, this is Dr. Rick Hoefer. I am the instructor for the course. I would like to just talk with you a little bit about week 2, which we just finished, and week 3, what's coming up. So chapter 1 was all about getting ready for change, kind of laying out some of the ideas that we have in the book. As you'll know, the book title is Social Welfare Policy, Responding to a Changing World. So we're very convinced that change is here, and we need to have that. We need to be ready for it. And then chapter 2, the basic question in chapter 2 is, where does change come from? If we're getting ready for it, we should know where to look, right? So the important concept here is that there are functions of society, like education and production and having an economy and, having people have food and stuff like that. That is constant function that societies need, or else they fall apart. So how do those functions get done, though? That's what changes. Functions are maintained through institutions, like now we have schools and universities. In the old days, now we also have parents teaching their children at home. So that's kind of a return to an earlier way of doing education. So institutions change and they adapt to the needs of people in society. So that's what we're looking at here. Societies and economics change, and so institutions of society, such as schools and factories and offices, things like that, religion, they change as well. So that's kind of the basic message of chapter 2. So I know I went over that real fast, but obviously there's more to it than that. The same is true for chapter 3. Now, in chapter 3, which is what we're going to look at this week, the most important part of the chapter is figure 3, which is on page 64. This figure shows the standard social elements and their industrial age assumptions as they now exist in the U.S. All right, so it's really important. We moved from an agricultural society, or even a pre-agricultural society, to industrial, and now the book's idea is that we're moving away from industrial age to an information age society. So therefore, we're going to have to change the way our institutions work. But figure 3 shows the current reality, indicating where stress is felt in the system now. So that's why I want you to really understand that. Later on in the course, we're going to apply this basic information, these concepts, to different chapters, like aging and child welfare and criminal justice system and things like that. So what you're learning now applies to all the other chapters in the book. So that's why we have them. So as we go throughout the book, you got to lay out the facts. That's why every chapter on the different policy areas has a lot of facts and ideas about what is happening in that field of practice. So we got to know those. But we don't want to stop there. We want to look for the processes, what's underneath the facts. We're looking for the why these changes are happening, and not just what is happening. So our belief is that the what, that is the actual wording of the policy and the number of people impacted and all that, that kind of stuff is in the book, but it's already a little bit old. So that's just the way things are, because the what changes. We believe that the why things are changing will remain constant, and we want you to really understand why that occurs. And the reason we want you to understand that is because your job in the future is to help manage the changes that will occur. And so you need to learn how to predict what's needed, how to show what's wrong with what is compared to what we should have. And in the end, the role of social work is to manage things so that we can have higher levels of social justice. Okay, this has just been like the briefest of overviews, and hopefully we'll have something like this every week, and it'll help guide you as you go along in the course. Be sure and ask any questions you have. Take care, and I'll be checking in with you.